everybody. I'm Stacey J.
And I'm Chuck Duran.
Here we go with part 2 with the fabulous Lara Jill Miller.
Yes.
With your experience with law, how has that in any way helped you as an actor, or whether it's problem solving, or I mean, what is?
Well, I like reading contracts. Like that doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's sort of just people think I'm really smart, so
Anecdote.
I'll let them. Yeah.
Do you ever negotiate your own contracts?
No, that's what an agent's for.
Or anything like that?
No, but I do pick them apart sometimes. But
do?
you know, there's nothing to negotiate sometimes.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
Like, you want the job?
Yeah, in the early days, that must have been crazy, right? Because you're like, wait, perpetuity? Perpetuity?
Yeah, well, but from Give Me a Break, I knew all about that. So,
Okay.
yeah. They own you.
They own you.
Yeah.
So, for the people out there watching, and you've been in different parts of the business, and you've been here and seen all the different changes. For people that are watching, do you have any just like words of wisdom or ideas for someone who really wants to be a VO pro in today's industry?
Yeah, you'd think I wouldn't have any words of wisdom because I got into it sort of backwards.
Yeah.
But for now, I would definitely say, and this is actually just pertaining more to animation because I can't really speak about commercials and promos and stuff, but or games even. But well, little games. The one thing is you have to be an actor, and you have to have the passion for it, and you kind of have to be here or New York. So that's the one thing. I always hear people saying, "Hey, I have a funny voice, and you know, I could do this," and I was like, "Yeah, not from Idaho." Like, you can't do it from Idaho. There's a lot of things that can be patched in and stuff, but if you're on a cartoon, you have to be here every day, Tuesday from 2 to 6, or every day on another one on Fridays from 9 to 1. I mean, you have to be here.
Yeah.
So you have to be an actor. That's, I think it. So if, you know, you're involved in theater or musical theater or improv, or you've done plays or shows or other TV shows, or like improv or comedian even, I really think that you have to have those acting chops behind it. Oh, and singing. Singing's a huge thing because so many cartoons now have singing in it.
Right. And being able to sing in character.
Sing in character, know harmony, be able to sight read, have them throw harmony at you, be able to do it. I'm not so good at the throwing. They usually give me the stuff ahead of time. But
because I mean, in Doc McStuffins and then Henry Hugglemonster.
Yeah, we sang.
You sing all the time.
Yeah. So, you know, sing, act, dance. Oh, no, not dancing.
Not dancing.
Yeah.
That was back in the law school days.
Yeah.
Well, they may want to use your movement to animate you, so, you know.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? I want to do one of those, like, mocap things.
What is the coolest gig to date that you feel you've ever done? And then what is the hardest gig you've ever done?
Oh, okay. So, well,
got it.
Coolest. Oh, there's so many coolest
I know,
ones.
but just name one of the coolest. To you.
Juniper Lee.
Juniper Lee.
Yeah, you know, it was just.
Yeah.
It was the next one after Clifford's Puppy Days that I was like, I'm
here.
I'm the. Okay, so I'm the title character. But no, I mean, it was just cool. Oh, and it was just so well written. And yeah. Okay, but there's so many cool ones, because look at Doc McStuffins. And,
of course,
the hardest one, I have to admit, was Henry Hugglemonster, because I had to have a raspy voice. And so there's another little tidbit. If you audition with a voice, you better be able to do it for lots and lots and lots of time.
So your audition had a raspy voice?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. He growls, "Rawr, roarsome," and everything was, you know, ha. And you do that like for 4 hours, your throat's gonna hurt.
So you go and you do that for 4 hours. You come home, and what happens? What do you do? How do you take care of your voice?
You don't. I'm on vocal rest for 6 days out of the week, unless I have another job. Yeah, I was on vocal rest like all the time.
Wow, it really hit you that hard?
Yeah, and I changed my diet. I mean, not that I eat poorly or anything, but I cut out all citrus.
No more Benihanas for you.
Yeah, well, it was like,
sorry, Benihana,
to make sure that your throat was healthy. You know, they say, oh, don't smoke, don't drink, don't do drugs. I'm like, okay, I don't do any of that. Don't drink coffee, I don't drink coffee. Don't drink soda, I don't drink soda. Some of it was like, don't eat mint. I don't eat
What about
mint.
donuts?
I don't eat donuts.
You can't. Can you have donuts though?
No, you weren't supposed to eat fatty food.
Damn it!
Right. And but citrus was a big deal. Citrus and tomatoes. So it was like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you have to stay healthy, hydrated,
Yeah.
vocal rest. I mean, I was doing plays that I had to have vocal rest in between shows.
Right.
You know, so I was used to it.
That takes a lot of
Commitment.
commitment,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but the stakes
Tenacity.
are high because you
Tenacity.
know you could be replaced.
Yeah.
You know, as
Yeah.
amazing as
Yeah.
you are, if you can't deliver, I mean.
Yeah, and you
gotta
know,
be
you
able to
try
do it.
to stay healthy. You don't want to catch a cold because if you catch a
Right.
cold, you know, you don't sound like yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's not like they're going to recast you.
What
in the middle
happens
of a
when
season.
What happens when you're doing a show, and you get sick and you just can't sound like yourself? Do they pull it off, and how long can they pull it off for?
It depends on how big your part is. I've, knock on wood, I have not missed for a cold.
Wow.
But I'm just on this show now at Nickelodeon, and one of the girls was out for 3 weeks because she still sounded nasal, and another girl was out for 2 because she got a cold.
So then they
and
basically have to come back in when they're ready and pick up all
Yeah, but
the,
when it's a show with like, I don't know, 12 people in a cast or something,
Yeah.
how many
Right.
lines do you have? You can
Right.
make them up.
True.
Yeah.
You can make them up pretty
Yeah.
fast. Wow.
So for Doc McStuffins, you guys record individually, right? You're not doing group.
Yeah, in that show we record
Yeah.
individually. Clifford's Puppy Days we did all together. Wow Wow Wubsy we did together. Curious George we did together. Henry Hook Monster we did together. This new show I'm doing together. I like together.
of course,
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
there's more magic there, right?
Yeah, yeah, and you read the script ahead of time, so you do
Yeah.
know what's going on, but you know more what's going on because
Yeah.
you know if like the person before you said something quietly or loudly or how, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Now, when you were starting out in animation and you started getting these big shows and working with some of these, like, you know, gigantics in the animation business, were there any people that you feel, you know, wowed you, but not only wowed you, but maybe gave you some good advice along the way?
Oh, well, see, I was so new to the animation business that I didn't know that they were like the big people in the animation
You thought they were
business.
just getting started too?
No, it's just that, I mean, I was the big person from my business.
yeah.
So,
Right.
I mean, like Clifford's Puppy Days, I sat next to Henry Winkler. So it was like me and Henry. And
Did
then,
you know who he was? Did
Yes,
you know he
I
was
knew
the
who
Fonz?
Oh,
yes,
yes.
I knew who Henry
Okay,
Winkler
cool.
was.
Imagine
But
everyone.
like, you know, then on as we went down the line, you know, Grey DeLisle was there and Jess Harnell
Yeah.
was there, and you know, it's not like I knew that they're like, oh, those are big voiceover people, and like I just
Right.
was in a show and
They were actors too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you ever look at Jess's hair and go like, wow, that guy has a lot of hair?
Yeah, I did say that. Wow.
Yeah, he always likes to say, "And when I take off the hat, will my hair come
Yeah,
off
will
with
my
it?"
hair come off with it? So, was there anybody along the way of you becoming this great, successful voice actor that you are today? Don't laugh, it's the truth. Did anybody or anyone, they don't even have to be in the business, give you any kind of information or advice that you feel really helped you out today?
I'm not sure if it was exactly information from exact people, but it was more like from osmosis, you know,
Yeah.
growing up in the business,
Sure.
you know, practice, do great work, show up on time,
Yeah.
be kind, be nice, be professional. There's a lot of people who, you know,
It seems
aren't
obvious,
on
but it's not.
time or talk in the recording session.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because I grew up in the business or in theater. It's like, you know what? When it's not your turn to talk, don't talk.
Yeah.
Right.
Be quiet and, you know, turn your phone off in the booth.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
really, it's just like, be professional. It's called show business, and there's
Yeah.
the show part and the business part. And so I've really taken that to heart. I'm not so sure if that's because of my parents, how I was raised, just growing up in the business.
Yeah.
But I take this business pretty seriously.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do, man.
Yeah.
No doubt.
You're definitely a serious...
And I feel really lucky that I'm in it, and I don't take it for granted. That's another thing.
Yeah.
I think some people, when they hit sort of a pinnacle, it's like, oh, the work's always going to be there, and you know, I'm always going to get hired. And it's really that might not be the case.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, because you still have to audition as much as you have going on, how do you stay at the top of your game as an actor?
Oh,
I mean, obviously working, but even still.
yeah, well, staying healthy is really a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think practicing. Like, I really, when I'm in other shows and I hear or see people doing these other voices, I'm like, I can do that. And then I go home and practice. And I'm like, oh, there's a new accent, or there's a
Good.
new speech impediment, or, but again, I think some of it's just this innate thing that you bring to a role. And if you're right for it, you're right for it. I mean, I get copy sometimes and I'm like, I don't think I can pull this one off.
Yeah.
Especially these characters that are you know, if they're really sarcastic or really dry, I'm just like, oh, that's not really me. I mean, I'm an actor. I should be able to do it.
Have you ever counted to see how many characters you actually have that you can do, in your repertoire?
No, I haven't
know,
counted, but if we go on break, I could probably count them in my head.
Well, on our next break, we're going to make you count.
But then you can do one, and then you can morph it. So,
Exactly.
you know,
So there's
Changes,
probably,
yeah.
gazillions of them.
Yeah, or your impersonation of someone else's something.
Yes, and then it's
Yeah.
not the same thing.
Yeah.
You're like,
Even
oh, I
one
can
of
do
the
that.
voices that you stole.
Right,
from
and you
somebody
do.
else,
You kind of do
all of a
steal
sudden now
them.
becomes your own
It's
because you do it.
inspiration, Chuck. She was
Oh, I'm sorry, you
Yeah.
didn't steal it.
Steal, inspired.
It was inspired.
But it is true.
strongly influenced.
Yeah.
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 That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get down.
What do you think have been the keys to your ongoing success in business?
Talent?
That's a good
Question
key.
mark? I think a talent.
I think you got to
Exclamation
have
point.
that.
Yeah. Luck. There's some luck. You know,
Preparedness?
preparedness.
I'm sorry.
No, that's good.
Um,
Professionalism. I mean, I really do think there's a point where once you're cast in one and the next, you get known, and they're like, oh yeah, she's really nice to work with, or
Right.
yeah, she's really great. She comes in prepared, or yeah, I mean, she's good, or she's talented, or you know.
Yeah.
I think that has something
Right,
to do with
because
it.
I mean, obviously
Absolutely.
there are many women who are talented in the business, but I think when you weigh one against the other, and it comes down to those things like she's in gratitude about being here, she says thank you, she's on time. I mean, those are the things I think. Don't you think that start to
Yeah.
separate people?
That and, well, yeah. I mean, in the 80s when I was doing a show, I mean, we were always like, how do they still work if they're, you know, late on the set and mean and, you know, so sometimes it doesn't really work. But I think sometimes it's also just like if they're in a show and they know that they can depend on someone for 52
Yeah.
episodes, and my goodness, she never got sick, she never missed a date, she was here all the time. Boy, she's good. She brings the words off the paper. I mean, you know, when they're in post and they like listen to it and they go, wow, she really brings this character to life. If they are on another show, they might just remember you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typically, when you're on an animation show, like let's say Doc McStuffins, right? Because you do it alone, and you're doing your parts. How many takes do they want out of you for each part?
Oh, well, Doc, we usually read a line and we'll read it 3 times.
Okay.
And usually it ends up coming, you know, a line ends up going up, middle,
And
down. But, or random, you know, ways. But, and then sometimes if they don't get what they want, they'll be like, oh no, it's more this or faster or you're outside or you're inside or
I see.
remember these beats or whatever. But 3,
Okay.
yeah. But sometimes in the shows where you do runs, 1, and then a safety pass 2, they got what they wanted.
Right.
Every once in a while, they'll pick out a few and be like, you do that one, you do that one, you do that one.
Right.
But, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And on anime, like, I mean, I remember on Digimon, it was like, you got it, moving on. I mean, because they're,
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
It's
Time
of
is money.
essence.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, oh wait, I'd like another. What do you think are your strengths as an actor?
well, being an actor.
You can't answer with a question.
I know, isn't that, I know.
We already know you're an actor.
My strengths as an actor, like, natural. And then,
You mean the ability to be natural?
well, and my natural.
You're natural.
And acting, I know that sounds weird,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
really bringing a character to
You
life.
inhabit your character.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, your
love-
stance, everything changes when you're in the booth. You know, you're like this, or everything changes. You sort of become the character.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's
fully
neat.
invested.
So when you're auditioning at home, do you audition standing up or
Yes,
sitting? Or
standing up.
Standing up.
I record all my shows standing up. There's lots of shows that I did where everyone's sitting and here I am standing.
Cool.
Some of that was because I had a bad back, but
But they don't need to know
but
that.
I know. But yeah, standing. I need the energy.
Well, yeah, especially if you're there for 4 hours. You
Yeah.
don't want to have it.
I mean, I have a chair and then I sit in between in little bits, but I'm
Yeah.
always standing.
That's cool.
And I don't really understand how everybody else can sit, but you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've seen a lot of people that sit down, and a lot of people like standing up. Like most of the people that I've seen sit down don't really sit down. They kind of like sit like standing up, sitting down. You know, where
but
they're still doing
it just
this.
feels weird to sit and then you're always sort of
I
like
know,
leaning
right?
forward and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that if you're starting out in the business, you're really trying to go stand on your audition, you should definitely stand up. Because your read's going to be a lot powerful that way. For
and
sure.
don't wear loud clothes.
No. Or
or jewels.
well, jewelry, man. Rock on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So, Lara Jill.
We're going to put you on a stand.
And a stand.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Lara Jill Miller.
They didn't tell me about this.
Promise to tell the truth.
I, Lara Jill Miller.
I, Lara Jill Miller.
Promise to tell the truth and nothing but the truth
Nothing but the truth.
about this if question I'm about to receive.
Okay.
There you go. Very good.
Taking a weird turn, people.
Where's the door? Where's the
Talk
door?
amongst yourself. Okay, so tell me a number between 5 and 129. There's
60. 60.
60.
Yeah.
Good number.
Okay. All right. If you had to name the single best deed a stranger has done for you in your lifetime, what would it be?
Oh, a stranger. I know this doesn't sound very, very important, but when I was like on crutches and schlepping through an airport, people just, saying, oh, can I help you pick up your bag? And they help, and then they help on the way out, and then they help at the other end. That's just, people don't have to do that in an airport. People
You're
always,
true.
Yeah.
And I bet you've paid that forward, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 You're
Well,
good people, Lara Jill.
You are, Lara Jill. You know what? I am so happy
I love you, Lara Jill.
that you took time out of your schedule to come here and share with us and share with all of your fans
And get
out
off of
there.
your vocal rest.
And get off
Oh,
of your
no,
vocal
that was a
rest.
couple years
and
ago.
hold on, and actually get dressed, do your hair, paint your nails, for God's sake. Your hair, look how beautiful your hair
Lambie
is.
would be so proud
no,
of
my
all
hair
your
looks like this all
grooming.
the time.
Yeah, she
Well,
wakes
it's
up like
beautiful
this.
and it's
This is how
shiny.
she looks when she wakes
You
up.
must take vitamins or something because
I do.
your hair is
but
really
my hair
shiny.
just looks like this. I have straight hair. What
It's
else am I supposed to do with
fabulous.
it?
Thank you so much for coming here and
Thank you.
and sharing with us.
We
That's
wish
so
you just
freaking awesome.
continued abundance, and you're always welcome here. And thank you for
Yes.
all
Okay.
your wonderful work.
Thank you. Like when I'm allowed to talk about it, I can come back and then
Beautiful.
talk about
You
the
can,
show.
and
Absolutely.
You can tweet about it.
Exactly.
Lara Jill is on
Oh, right.
Twitter, and you can follow her
Yeah.
on her website. And
Twitter, Facebook,
Yeah, she's
kind of new
everywhere.
at it, so
And it's just Lara Jill Miller, right?
yeah, without a U. It's
Without
Lara
a
Jill
U.
Miller. Yeah.
There you go, Lara Jill Miller.
And yeah, I'm just kind of getting into this social media thing.
So pop in
love
by
it.
and say hi to Lara.
Yeah.
I mean, she'll
Follow
probably
her, tweet her.
get back to you. or
not
something
many
like that.
selfies or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Okay.
but because
That's okay.
usually I'm like behind a script.
That's so cool. Well, we're going to go to Benihana right now. We're going to see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, this is Lara Jill Miller, and I just got buzzed with Chuck and Stacey. Hey guys, follow your dreams, and remember, like Juniper Lee says, you can't stop the girl or boy. Everybody.
Well, that's it. That's all you get from Lara Jill Miller. We're going to be back next week with another episode for you.
she is so awesome.
She is
Love
completely
her.
awesome.
Hey, you guys, thanks for watching. Keep up with us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget to watch us on YouTube and subscribe.
Yes!
We love you so much, and we'll see you soon. And just remember,
You always have time for a little buzz.